lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, and it's actually just before 4 o'clock in the afternoon here on the East Coast. This video is probably going up sometime in the next couple of hours, so that means it's reaching you in the Midwest, I don't know, at about 6 o'clock. Maybe out in California a couple hours earlier. But it is Monday night, and it is time for Christmas in September as promised. Now, I have been busy with this, that, and the third. So what I'm about to show you is just actually, we're going to call this Pixie in September, because I have so much Christmas I couldn't get it all listed. I'm going to actually be working on that later on this week. Also, everything that I show you right now isn't listed yet. I'm working on it. So, depending on when you watch this video, if you jump onto my store, you may not see all of these guys yet because, as I said, like the meat grinder that sat down on the job, got a little behind in my work. There's one of my dad's jokes again. But anyway, so tonight, Christmas in September. Next Monday night, the last installment of the Not So Scary Autumn Décor sale. And then I need to revisit Christmas because I still have a ton of it to sell. Well, maybe not a ton, but more than I can sell right now. But first, before I show you all these pixies that are over here, a couple of updates. Being the bubblehead that I am, I forgot to talk about this in the last video, and a lot of you, thank you so much for pointing that out. It's a beautiful piece of English transferware in brown and white. It's called the trellis pattern, and because there's a trellis right here, we can see a bird sitting in there and some flowers, actually a couple of birds. And you'll recognize this as aesthetic style, the aesthetic movement. So this is going to put it somewhere probably in the 1880s. So there's lots of nature, oriental motifs, flowers, birds, and there always seems to be some kind of a I guess when you're talking about material, it's on the bias. Isn't that when you cut it this way? I don't know. But there's always some type of geometric design somewhere, it seems to be, on aesthetic pieces. This is actually a piece of wedge wood. There's the lid, and there's a nice little steam hole so your broccoli can vent. There's, hey, the trellis pattern, we can see that. And just barely you'll be able to make out, right there, wedge wood. Now, I have no idea if this is focusing or not, but it's pretty clean. There are no chips or cracks on it, crazing, but you don't see a lot of those stains that gets down into pieces sometimes when they're crazed. So, no damage, and it's really nice to find aesthetic pieces. I don't find them too often, so this was a prize. And that is listed. Okay. Let me show you oh, wait a minute. There's another update. Now, what did I go? Here it is. You know, I was fooled by this, kind of, sort of, because the quality of it is really good. And because my hunch was that it was like a 1960s, maybe 70s thing, definitely post-war, not earlier than that. A lot of this stuff was made in the 60s, but the condition on this is really good. And so I couldn't find any marks on it at all. And I did have some help from subscribers who figured out that this was made by the Style Built. Wait, is it Style Built? Yes, I think so. And the early ones had stickers on them. A sticker wouldn't last very long on this. I couldn't find any marks on it, but here's what the sticker looks like. And here are a couple of pictures of other pieces that Style Built made. They did a lot of this filigree work, gold-plated, and they would be for sort of like desk sets and dresser sets, that kind of. So there it is, a long stem vase. And it appears as though these were made by Style built, after the war. But really good, surprisingly good quality on this, I have to say. All right, now I'm going to show you a couple of things that I bought at the flea market this weekend. I guess I'm supposed to stick my pinky out, but not when you're drinking out a depression glass. This is going to be for sale, but I just don't have it listed yet. I just can't wait to show it to you. It's a vintage laundry bag, and let me back up and show you. It has a drawstring. Yeah, you see that. And the person who owned it actually stitched their name on there. Usually when people put names on laundry bags, I sometimes feel like this went to college with somebody or maybe to summer camp. But maybe it was common when you sent your laundry out, as people did, people who could afford to have someone else do their laundry. Maybe it was common for names to be put on laundry bags so that it wouldn't get confused with somebody. I mean, you don't want to get somebody else's panties back when, that would be a travesty. So, but this belonged to E. Eshelman, right? Esther Eshelman, who knows? Nothing fancy. But look at this side. Let me get it down there. Isn't that fantastic? Someone has... Is that embroidery? I'm just going to say needlework. Somebody has done some wonderful needlework on there and gone ahead and put laundry on there. Now, I don't know that you would use this for your laundry. Heck, I would. But I don't go to a laundromat. I wash right here. But you could display this. Wonderful. Anyway, that's going to be for sale once I can get pictures of it and get it up in the old curiosity shop. This I'm not selling. I'm keeping because it's fantastic. And it is a great big 1930s, 40s tin. This would be considered an Art Deco style. These bubbles with all the concentric circles radiating out. There are no marks on it at all. Nothing on the bottom to tell us who made it, which company made this tin. There's nothing on the top. There's no indication anywhere that there was any kind of label stuck to this. Now, I've seen a lot of tins that were manufactured to sell pretzels, lard, flour, coffee, sugar, Was this just simply a decorative tin to be used in someone's home? Was there at some point a paper label on it? I don't see any indication that there was a label. I don't know. It's missing its handle. I can fashion one out of a coat hanger. And, oh, that scared me. I forgot there was anything on the inside. On the inside is a bunch of crumbled up newspaper, and the newspaper is dated 1939. Somebody stuffed this newspaper in there in 1939. I don't know. I'm not going to pull it out just yet, but it's actually, what's the newspaper? I didn't even look at that. I just saw, this was October the 10th, 1939. And the newspaper is the Evening Centennial. I don't recognize that as a Philadelphia paper. So it could be Jersey. I'll have to dig some more. But anyway, I just love the fact that I wish you could smell this. It smells just like 1939. And it's in really good condition, so, I flipped out. Now, if it had only been cream and green, I would have probably had a conniption fit right on the spot. A really good condition. You know me in my 1930s. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's have some root beer, and I'll show you these elves that are sitting over here. Actually, I guess you call them either pixies or... shelf sitters. I have divided them up into lots, and I'm going to be selling them there are going to be 10 individual lots. Now, some of these I'm selling all by themselves because they deserve to be sold by themselves. And others I'm grouping together in little collections. So Now, you know, I'll tell you, some people think clowns are creepy or like weird doll babies are creepy. I'm okay with clowns and doll babies, but I kind of have a thing about pixies. I'll have to tell you that I'm ready to get the majority of these out of here. They're a little but I know some of you love pixies. And they're all made in Japan, and they're all sort of 1950s, 60s after the war. So let's get started. These two I'm selling together, and it is my favorite pair because I just grouped them together as a pair. I think he has a really nice face. The only problem is his little collar back here has come unglued. No big deal. I'll let you glue that back on. And of course, the paper label made in Japan that we see after the war. And I'm going to pair him together with this little guy. Now, none of these are going to have any damage other than just a little bit of fading, maybe a little bit of dust from the attic. They don't smell musty or anything like that. And they're all in really good shape to be used for Christmas time. Okay, so those two little shelf sitters, they're going to go together in one auction. You'll have to excuse me as I keep disappearing. The elves are right over here. Now, these guys, I love these two. Can you hear them? Listen. They make this little woo sound. Anyway, they're in little silk outfits, very fancy, and they're sort of these like toilet paper rolls on the inside. They're both Japan, and they make this googly noise. Now, because they're made of silk, their little legs don't necessarily, let's have him dance. La 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 la, Christmas time, la la la. I can't really get their legs to stay unless they're sitting. Oh, here comes the cat. So, but they do hug like that. See? And I'm selling these two together in their little silk outfits. And they are both in fantastic condition. I've never seen those before. I'm selling these together as well, and these are just really strange. Let me show you this one first. Now this one is just scary to me. So, he's made of burlap, and his little hat came off. Has a little bell. Hear the tinkle? Hear that? Anyway, that needs to be glued back on. Green hair. So, he's just a little scary looking for me. But he is made in Japan. And his little friend over here is sort of a scarecrow. So I don't know. I've never seen... I guess they were sort of thinking Halloween and Christmas at the same time. Yeah, so he has kind of a funny little scarecrow outfit on. And I haven't bent his arms. They're bendable, but I'm going to let you do that. Now this one is made by Delta in Japan. You see that? So these are going to go together in one auction. The little burlap and hay or corn husk stuffed guy. He's all by himself. I think he's supposed to be ice skating, although his little shoes, he doesn't really have skates on. But he's working these gold lame shoes, that's for sure. And he's got his hands behind his back, made in Japan. You know, like an ice skater would do. And so there he is, looking like Snap, Crackle, Pop, in a very colorful outfit. And he's being auctioned off all by himself. Now these are my fancy pajama twins. Take a look at that. This one is in a wonderful polka dot outfit. That was my South Jersey accent, polka dot. Okay. And his little mate in Japan is gone. And then his little friend over here has got pajamas on with holly leaves. I hope it comes up. Holly leaves, you see that? The holly and the ivy. And he's got his made in Japan on him. So I'm going to sell these two together as one. Come here, old kit. The people want to see you. I know you want to tear these elves up and you're not going to do it. Come here, Salem. You want to see the people? You want to be in the movie? Oh, you old kit. There he is. Oh, I know. I don't know. Can you be seen? He just ate. Say hi, look up here. Come on, Salem. I want to see you for a minute. You guys know this is my soon-to-be 20-year-old cat. He's 19. 20 on his next birthday next spring. And he's an old man, but that's okay. We've been together all these 19 years, and he's a good cat. Now, these three are being sold together. These are like the old men from the mountain came down. This is sort of like the hee-haw version of shelf sitters, knee huggers. Now, he's bendable. Made in Japan sticker is gone. He looks like he's got a little moonshine hidden away somewhere in the North Pole. And he's pretty big in size. Pull his hat up. There's a little string there to hang him. Hold him for a second. Let me get, okay. And I'm putting these two with him. This one is Napco. These are both Napco made in Japan. And again, you know, kind of a wild looking beard there. And these are his little arms, and he's got a little skirt on, or a little, not a skirt, a kilt. I don't know what he's wearing, but he's very festive. And this thing is just really bizarre. I mean, it looks like he's got flippers instead of feet. There's the Napco. And he's either holding a magic wand or a stick of dynamite. And there's his little hood. Pull it back somewhat. What's that on the top of his head? I don't know. So these are somewhat unusual, I think. All right, all three of these are going to go together in one auction. We only have a few more left. I'm saving the most fantastic ones for last. These I'm ready to get out of the house, because as far as I'm concerned, they look like they would wake up in the middle of the night, walk downstairs, eat everything in the refrigerator, and then try to strangle you in the middle of the night. These are scary. Ooh. And he lost his eye. That's what you get. And I don't know why the back of their heads, they have got this ratty hair, and the back of their heads are flat. You know what that reminds me of? You know when people get their hair done and then they like sit in a recliner all night watching TV and they fall asleep, and then the next day they wake up and the back of their head is all mashed in because they've been sitting in the chair all night? These are weird. But maybe they will find a home. Someone out there is going to fall in love with them. I can't, his legs want to come out, so we'll just let them come out from his arms. And I looked for that eye and I couldn't find it. So you crafters are going to have to figure something out. Even Salem wants these. Somebody please buy these. I shouldn't be criticizing my own products for sale. What's the matter with me? Okay, what have we got left? 3 left. He is simply fabulous, and he knows it. Look at that. Hands crossed, legs crossed, sitting right there on the shelf, and look at that outfit. Now that is colorful. I love his hat. made in Japan. He's unusual and he's all by himself. This one, do you know the definition of serving face? Watch, I'm gonna serve face. That was serving face. That, my friends, is quite an expression. Let me see if I can do it. He's got attitude and he knows it. So he's all by himself too, because I've never seen one with such a cheeky expression. If I can steal an adjective from my English friends, he's looking very cheeky. And I guess he's Japan. And then finally, these three are ready for a night out on the town. They are going to catch them an Uber and head out for an evening of frivolities in the North Pole. They are dressed up in their fancy outfits. I don't know, is that gold lame sprinkled through there? They look like Snap, Crackle, and Pop. And they all have their little hands folded. And they're all made in Japan. I'm making them very dizzy right now, turning them upside down. But look how fabulous these guys are. Have you ever? Mm-hmm. Look out, Mrs. Claus. These guys, and they're not glued together, by the way. They're all separate. But fantastic outfits on these three. Okay, so they're all going up together as well. And so there you have it. All right, so a total Pixie shelf sitter made in Japan elf auction. I'm going to get busy and try to get these listed tonight. If I can't accomplish that, they'll start coming on one at a time, and hopefully by the middle of the day on Tuesday of this week, they'll all be up and ready in the old curiosity shop. Now I'll be back with another thrift haul and some more auctions probably on Friday. And then don't forget, next Monday is my final installment, I think, of the Not So Scary Autumn Décor. Okay, everyone, I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop. As always, saying thanks for watching, and so long for now.